Right, good morning everybody. I'm Councillor Graham Turner, Chair of the Cabinet Committee Local Issues, and today is the 10th of September and it's just after 10 o'clock. So we'll make a start on the meeting. So membership committee, it's myself and Councillor Dadd. We're short of Councillor Tyler's not here at the moment. So item 2, minutes of the previous meeting. Can we move those? Yeah, so move those. All in favour?
Seconded.
Thank you very much. We'll move on then. Item 3, declarations of interest. Has anybody got any declarations of interest? I certainly haven't. Mission of the public. The public are entitled to attend this meeting. There's nothing on here that precludes them today. Deputations and petitions. I don't believe we have any, have we?
None received.
Right. So we'll move on to public question time. Have we received any public questions?
None received, Chair.
Member question time. There's no members here, so that's not going to happen. So we'll move on to item 8, which is TRO number 12025 Lockwood Road, Huddersfield. I believe officers are going to present on this.
Thanks, Chair. Yeah. My name is Mohammed Kadri. I'm the current project manager for the Lockwood Bar project. The purpose of this agenda item is to make a decision on the traffic regulation order the TRO proposed at Lockwood Bar. If I could direct people's attention to page 17 of the agenda pack, there's a plan of the proposed TRO. The TRO proposes to ban turning movements between the A616 Lockwood Road and Bridge Street, with alternative provision to bypass the busy junction between Lockwood Road and Bridge Street via a new link road. The proposed banned movements apply to all vehicles except cyclists and buses. The works are currently on site as this TRO was advertised 2 years ago with no objections received. The TRO is being re-advertised as the validity period expired. The objections received were from 4 objectors, constituting 5 or so common objection areas, which I'll go through now. The first objection area was that the consultation was inadequate. So, the traffic regulation orders have their own statutory requirement for consultation. Legal officers are satisfied that the consultation for the traffic regulation order was adequate. In fact, we've done twice as much as was required, as we've actually advertised it twice. Second objection area was that the proposed traffic regulation order conflicts with regional transport strategies. Again, policy and legal officers are happy that the proposed traffic regulation order does not conflict with any regional transport strategies which Kirklees is required to adhere to. Third objection area was that the proposed TRO will have a negative impact on local residents. The view of officers is that this is not the case, as we are providing alternative bypass for all alternative provision for all vehicles to bypass the busy Lockwood Road to Bridge Street Junction, which will move traffic through the area quicker than current provision. The fourth objection area was that including hackney carriages in the exemption for the turning bans would have no overall impact on the scheme. The view of officers is that there would be a negative impact on the scheme. The reasoning behind this is that we have no powers to enforce against other vehicles abusing the turning bans, and as a result, all of the benefits of rerouting traffic movements into an alternate provision would be lost due to turning movements being abused by vehicles other than taxis. And the final objection area identified was by not allowing hackney carriages to be exempt, that we will be breaching legislation, as hackney carriages are classed as public transport. There's a grey area on different policy areas on the roles of hackney carriages. Kirklees Council considers taxis to be an important part of our integrated transport solution, and there's no breach of legislation. Hackney carriages are not a protected class within the Equality Act. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Shall we go to the public speakers now? So, who's going to kick off? If you press your big red button there and you just introduce yourself. Thank you.
Morning, my name's Atif Mukhtar. I'm a hackney carriage trade rep for Kirklees. these Lockwood plans, when they first came to us, were back in 2020 by a gentleman called Adrian Bateman. He was the project manager. He outlined the project in an email to us and asked our views. We obviously objected, saying we want to be part of any bus. It were bus lanes at the time. We've only got told there were bus turns. From there, we didn't hear nothing at all from anyone. I understand there were consultation periods put out, but again, we normally get heads up given by Kirklees licensing, and they were unaware. The first time we got told, or we actually found out, was in the Yorkshire Live Examiner post, to then which we objected. Going into the proposals, we can see when obviously the work's completed, they're saying that every car's going to be using Albert Street as a link road. Because we're Hackney Carriages and we charge customers on the meter, we can see us getting stuck in traffic there, and we have waiting time added on. At the moment, we have Manchester Road as an example. There's a bus lane there. Tea time, morning rush hour time, adds £4 or £5 to the journey. And we can see similar things happening once Lockwood Road plans are completed. We're the only council, Kirklees, in the West Yorkshire Combined Authority, which doesn't allow Hackney Carriages to use bus lanes, bus turns, whatever you want to call them. The gentleman said it might cause an issue with other cars using them. I've never seen an issue in, i.e. Bradford or Halifax. If there's a bus lane / taxi lane, only taxis use them. We've been requesting this access to bus lanes for 15 plus years now, and get passed around from licensing to highways. Brought it up in a few cabinet meetings as well, and nothing's been done, so we're hoping for a change. Needs to start somewhere, we're saying, because we're a dying trade, Kirklees Council. We represent Kirklees, so just hoping we get the decision today. Thank you.
That's not relevant today, and that's something that I think you need to keep lobbying for, and see whether eventually there's a change in policy. I drive around Kirklees, drive around Manchester Road quite a bit, and I can assure you that I see quite a lot of private cars in bus lanes. So anyway, Councillor Dad, have you any questions?
Having looked through the papers, and I'm going through them again, just a quick question really for the officers. How long, did you say the consultation period went on for some time, and you only had 4 representations or 4 objectors in that time? Is that right? Is that what you said? Was it 4? I'm sure that's what I heard. Was it 4?
Yeah, specifically for objectors, yeah.
Yeah, and how long, sorry, did that consultation period last?
There were 28 days.
28 days, yeah. Okay, that's fine. Just wanted clarification on that, because I know that the representation made from the Hackney drivers today was that they hadn't heard of the scheme until it was reported in, was it Huddersfield Live or the Examiner? Do you want to clarify that? Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, we only objected until we saw the article in the Yorkshire examiner. We got in touch with Kirklees licensing, but then found out there's only a week left to put in your objections. That's when the 4 objections came from Kirklees.
All right, so it was within the time. So it's not, I just needed clarity on that the 28-day period hadn't passed before you heard of it and then you were able, so you were still within that time limit. Okay, no, that's fine. I just needed a bit of clarity on that, Councillor Turner. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Are the Hackney Carriage statutory consultee and anything? Do we normally consult them?
The Hackney Carriage Association, not a statutory consultee specifically with regards to traffic regulation orders, but they are an important part of the integrated transport solution for Kirklees, and so we try to reach out to stakeholders during consultations outside of TROs, for example.
Okay, thank you. Anything else you want to add? No, I've been through it, and like you read the objections, and in fact the objections really, whilst it was 4, are very similar to almost being 1. And listening to officers and reading the report, I'm happy to overrule the objections and accept this TRO, and I'm happy to move that if you wish to second it.
I'm happy to second that, Councillor Turner, and the reason why I'm happy to second that is having looked at the paperwork and reading through it in great detail. I think the overall sort of successful delivery of this TRO has a much better impact on the wider schemes in and around the Huddersfield Southern Corridor project, so I'm happy to second.
Yeah, it's a big project, and that junction, as we know, those of us who use it on a regular basis know it's a bottleneck and it needs sorting out. So I'm pleased that we're actually on with it, because it has been a while in getting forward. So I'm in favour of overruling this. So that's passed. So thank you very much for your attendance today. Thank you very much to officers, and happy to close the meeting. Thank you.